Hey, it's Eric G from the Around the House show. Elevate your grilling game with the all-new Monty McGrill's Omni Pro series. The Eminescence 405 is packed with cutting-edge features, blending elegance with expert-level performance. 4 powerful burners plus a side-searing station deliver 60,000 BTUs of precision heat. The Clearview lid lets you keep an eye on your masterpiece without losing heat. Stay in control with the smart Bluetooth app, track your temps, set timers, and get alerts from anywhere. The LED touch panel ensures effortless monitoring, even in bright daylight. Temperature sensing lights keep you grilling anytime, anywhere. This grill is built to last, and it's also backed by a 10-year limited warranty. The Eminescence 405, where power, style, and innovation meet. Check it out and order your new grill at MontyMcGrills.com. That's MontyMcGrills.com.
It's Around the House. On this episode of Around the House.
Perfect texture. It was soft. It was black. It was just...
But not creepy.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
No.
Cool, not creepy. That could be their new tagline.
There we go. This is not creepy like the media room at the Greystone Mansion.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that. The other thing I love is the tub, the zero gravity.
Oh, I should have brought a swimsuit. I'd have jumped in that thing. It looks so
because
comfortable.
it fills from the back and it goes right over your shoulders and your neck.
Shoulders?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's amazing.
Again, it looks like the right size, the right shape. There is not a more comfortable look.
When it comes to remodeling or renovating your home, there is a lot to know, and we have got you covered. This is Around the House.
Welcome to the Around the House show, the next generation of home improvement. I'm Eric G. Thanks for joining me today. This is going to be a great episode. But first, this hour is brought to you by our friends at Monty McGrill. Check them out for your brand new barbecue at MontyMcGrills.com. And we have an old friend of the show back today. This is going to be a lot of fun. We are diving into design and everything about your home. Wendy Glaister, Wendy Glaister Interiors, rock star interior designer. Welcome back to Around the House.
Eric, you're so nice. I have to have my husband and my son listen to this so I can say, look, guys, I'm important to so.
Oh, the family members never know how important you are.
It's like a totally separate life. But yeah, thank you so much for having me back. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to talk about K-Biz. It was so cool.
Oh, this is going to be so fun. And for you guys out there that don't know what Wendy's talking about, this is the Kitchen and Bath Industry Show. It is a monster trade show. They paired up with the building show as well, which is the IBS, which is not some kind of medical condition. It is the International Building Show. And they call it Design and Construction Week when they put it all together.
Yes.
And if you want great cardio for walking, this is the place to go, because using the Tesla tunnel this year, I walked 30 miles around the show, and I cheated a lot taking the Tesla loop tunnel between the halls.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. You know what? I've never ever used those, and I am sad. I need to. Maybe when it comes back to Vegas in 2 years.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that too. But it's so great. You could be at the South Hall and go, I need to be in the West Hall in 5 minutes, which is literally a mile away. And I'm there in 3. Boom. You're back, you're in, and you're in there. So it's super fast to get back and forth. And so I could do meetings between the North Central Hall and the West Hall by just bouncing back and forth between those. And you could really make use of your time a lot better and not have that 20, 25-minute walk between those places.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
Pretty crazy. But this was a great show. There's 2.5 million square feet of stuff there. When you think about it, like the Kohler booth is about an acre of size if you want to compare it to your lot. And it looks like the craziest, nuttiest, high-end house that they've built for show. And if you want to see what some of those pictures look like, this next year, I think Kohler takes every one of their pictures for all their marketing stuff. So everything you see, we'll see on Kohler.com of these crazy spaces is usually taken from the show.
It's a really impressive booth. I take a tour every year of Interior Design Society member through K-Biz. Most of them, it's meant as an introductory tour for like designers who are primarily light fixtures, area rugs, case goods, sofas, upholstery, and who would like to bring kitchen and bath into their repertoire of offerings, but it's pretty intimidating if you've never before. So we take everyone through, and it was incredible to see all of the beautiful things. It's fun every year. And what we've learned to do is like those huge, like mega displays, like GE Monogram and Kohler, and even sometimes Cosentino. We say these are important places to visit, but go back after we've done this tour, because there's no way we could get you through that booth and have you see all these other critical things that you need to see in order to grow the business. It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, and I will say my complaint about the Kohler booth, as I gush over it for a minute, is that I can never get in there and really see what's going on, because it is, you're walking into your favorite concert. It's jam-packed. There's no way to see anything. I don't shoot any media in there because it's just impossible. There's no way to get in there during show hours because you've got 12 people standing in your way, and you're literally it's like you're front row of a concert trying to see something. It's hard to navigate for anybody in there. And that's my complaint about it, is it's so tight and it's so great. You just can't really get in and see a lot of it easily.
I have found if you go Thursday, a lot of places clear out, and you can get a lot more up close and personal, not only with the products, but also the reps, and talk a little bit more to the manufacturers. And it seems to be really helpful.
Yeah. Thursday afternoon is money hitting those places because, you can get in there. The problem, though, is if you want to meet somebody that's like management or somebody that is a decision maker and something like that, they've already left the building. They're gone for the day. So they bail out as well. So a lot of the people are in there are the Tuesday, Wednesday people of the 3-day event. Thursday is the best. But that is the time to get in there and see stuff.
Yeah.
But there was so much great stuff around there. What were some of the things that blew your mind?
In the interest of full disclosure, I was the first North American brand ambassador for this, but it was after asking them to please let me be for like 3 years. But Zip Water, I continue to be amazed and thrilled by Zip Water. And it really was that I chased them down. I'm not a brand ambassador, as I don't really know how to do. I'm a designer, and that's the focus, and that's my business core. But the first time that we went through KBIS for that Interior Design Society tour, it was in Orlando. And we were all very tired. And as like KBIS, there's no food or water. It's harder than High Point to get through, in my opinion. And we came upon Zip Water, and it was this sparkling, filtered, chilled, and boiling water. And it was like an oasis in the desert.
Absolutely.
And we got to know the team, and they're great. And then over the years, I've learned all the neat things it can do. Like you can cook fish and not even turn on your stove. You can cook asparagus or whatever. And it's just really, you can sterilize your wood cutting boards, because now I guess we're not supposed to use plastic anymore because that's bad for you.
Right?
Yeah. And I loved it. It was really fun this year because last year they introduced the hydro tap that also has the regular hot and cold supply in it. And it's so great, but it was also so much pressure on the team, because last year was the first year that there was just like, it was hard to get everything done and get through. This year, because they've already won multiple awards for it, and they even have that really cool, there's a special word for it that I should know, like a coil system, so the little spray nozzle doesn't get stuck anymore. Now everybody was like relaxed, and they could enjoy it, and it's starting to pick up momentum. People are starting to really understand how cool it is. And it was just fun to know that I could be a part of that. And so that was probably one of the highlights. I have a lot more, but that was probably the biggest one. And
we're just getting started. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I need to pay more attention to them. I'm aware of them, but I haven't played with their stuff. So you've now talked me into doing that.
Oh, Eric, it's so cool. And then they also have this little tiny drain. So if you don't want to do the whole shebang with the hot and cold supply, also everything integrated, you can do the tap that's the filtered, boiling, sparkling, and cold water. And they have this tiny little flat drain. It's like this big. Nice. And it's so sleek and snazzy, and you can put it anywhere. A lot of my clients are using them as pot fillers, actually, because it's instantly boiling, and then they don't have to wait. Because all the old Italian grandmas say, a watch pot never boils.
Boils, exactly.
So this year it's already, but yeah, I think you would love it. It just makes, it makes working in your kitchen so much easier. And it's shocking. You don't realize until it's in your kitchen. You're like, holy cow.
Nice.
Where have you been all my life?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a company like that I worked with, Z-Line Appliances.
Oh, they're cool.
Around the House, we'll be right back after these important messages. To find out more about us, head to aroundthehouseonline.com. We'll be right back with more from Wendy Glaister and Wendy Glaister Interiors.
Should I be allowed to be so hot? So many people with...
Hey, it's Eric G from the Around the House show. Elevate your grilling game with the all-new Monty McGrill's Omni Pro series. The Eminescence 405 is packed with cutting-edge features, blending elegance with expert-level performance. 4 powerful burners plus a side-searing station deliver 60,000 BTUs of precision heat. The Clearview lid lets you keep an eye on your masterpiece without losing heat. Stay in control with the smart Bluetooth app, track your temps, set timers, and get alerts from anywhere. The LED touch panel ensures effortless monitoring, even in bright daylight. Temperature sensing lights keep you grilling anytime, anywhere. This grill is built to last, and it's also backed by a 10-year limited warranty. The Eminescence 405, where power, style, and innovation meet. Check it out and order your new grill at montymcgrills.com. That's montymcgrills.com. Are you ready for a deep dive into the future of home building? Hey, it's Eric G from Around the House. We sit down with Champion Homes to tackle some of the biggest challenges in housing today. From affordability to healthier living spaces, they reveal how factory-built homes are revolutionizing the way we live. Find out how Champion Homes is making homeownership more accessible and solving housing problems one home at a time. Don't miss this must-listen episode. Tune into your favorite podcast app or visit aroundthehouseonline.com. To find out more about how Champion Homes is changing housing, visit them at championhomes.com.
Check out episode 1946 on your favorite podcast player.
Welcome back to the Around the House show, the next generation of home improvement. I'm Eric G. This hour is brought to you by our friends at Monty McGrills. To check out the latest in outdoor grilling technology, check them out at montymcgrills.com. Now let's get back to my friend Wendy Glaister from Wendy Glaister Interiors. And we talk design trends that we saw at the Kitchen and Bath Show for 2025. I have a company like that I worked with, Z-Line Appliances.
Oh, they're cool.
Boy, I found them in 2019, 2020 when I was finally doing my kitchen project. And they were brand new, but they're West Coast. And I went, let's play around with that. So I put in their 48-inch dual fuel range. I put in the 48-inch hood. I did the micro drawer, the dishwasher, that kind of stuff. They didn't even have refrigeration yet, which was cool. And I had one of their first 48-inch ranges. It was so new that when I would need to get stuff for it or do something, they'd go, what's your model number? And I'm like, this is so new, there's not a model number on it.
Wow.
It just has 48-inch range. So there was not a serial number, model number, anything on it. It was just that. So it was cool. But it is fun to watch a company that started up back then and grow. Because I had a couple issues with my range, and it's like buying a first-year model car back then. That was their first range.
Yeah.
You have a couple little hiccups. Sure. But you know, the cool thing about it is they just always took care of it. They were Johnny on the spot. Boom. I'll get a service person out there. They took care of it. I had a couple little adjustment things where I was trying to get the range to adjust. My range was well out of warranty. And I went, hey, can I get a couple parts? I'm going to try to fix this. They went, nope. They shipped me a replacement range.
Oh my gosh.
The other one up. Right?
Wow,
and that's the level of service.
It's the relationships. Yeah. I think that's part of the joy of Cave is if you do find something that's super interesting to you and you want to learn about it and you engage with the team and you hit it off, those relationships They're great for you, but they're also great for your clients, because if you run into a problem, you've had this friend that you met at KBIS and you have their card, or it's in your phone and you can reach out to people, because at that point you're not a one and done anymore. And especially for designers, that's something that I run into a lot, and why honestly I really rely on my local retailers, because they're experts in their area and they're not a one and done. But these KBIS relationships have been very unique for me, and in ways that, like, when I had the same kind of opportunity at High Point, it did not yield the same kind of trust or engagement that the engagement at KBIS has afforded me.
Yeah. And by the way, that new range they shipped out was next level. I mean, it's just, but the details, it cooks 20 times better.
Wow.
They really got it dialed in. It's okay. In 5 years, they went from being a decent range to highly competing with ranges that are twice the price.
Oh, wow. What a value add for
I'm
clients.
cooking on it all the time. The temperature's dialed in. They changed some dimensions and stuff on how the cooktop grate is, and it's a lot easier. It gives you way more simmer power. It was almost too hot when they first came out.
Wow.
And it really has that adjustment. And I'm like, okay, they literally added $5,000 of value to that range just in elevating it. And I'm like, solid. And there's a lot of value in that.
Oh, yeah.
In that. So it's cool.
That's really
cool.
neat.
But now they've got wine fridges, outdoor cooking stuff. They've got towers. They got all the different stuff. So it's fun with that.
Yeah.
And it gives you another option here to work with, which I think is awesome, because not everybody else wants to go out and buy the Miele, the Monogram, the Sub-Zero Wolf, whatever. And it really gives you an opportunity to play with something different. It's great customer service.
Yeah, that's great to know. I appreciate you letting me know about that.
Oh, that's a good one. And here's a little trick too for any of you designers, contractors out there. In the afternoon, after about 1 o'clock, the secret is to go over to the builder's side of the show, because that's where you can get your wine, beer, and refreshments after about 1 o'clock, and they're handing them out. You stop by the Angie's List booth at about 2, and they usually got a bartender over there, and you can get whatever you'd like. That's my secret to navigating as I cruise over that way. Yeah,
that's so funny. Yeah, it's desert wasteland designer side. It's a killer.
And if you find a place that's going to sell you water, it's going to be $20 for a bottle of water anyway. You think going to the football stadium or the baseball stadium to go catch something's bad? Walk into the convention hall in there.
You're right.
There's nothing inexpensive in that town anymore. That is the one thing about Las Vegas. Everything is expensive. So
yeah.
But there was a lot of great stuff on the technology side for me. Something that I saw that was cool, and it's not really the KBIS side, but it was on the building side of it. But it's all stuff we deal with in a home. It was fun to watch the cold weather heat pumps really blow up and shine.
Oh,
like it was cool. You could put a heat pump now, and I was over at the Carrier booth, for instance, and at the Carrier booth they had something that was certified by the government to operate cleanly at negative 13 degrees without turning on emergency heat. And they're like, wow, we know it works at minus 20, but we got it certified to minus 13.
Wow.
And so that was like, I think that was DOE certified or something like that for that. And I'm like, okay, so people that are in the northern states, that are in maybe South Dakota or Maine or Minnesota, you guys out there have some options now of stuff that's getting down there. And yes, of course, you do get below that from time to time, but then your emergency heat kicks on and you're not going to get the savings. But now you've really made it where it's much more cost effective to be able to put a heat pump in and not have to rely on that gas heat if you're trying to go something that's more working with your solar or whatever else you got going on. That might be a better option for you.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that was fun. That was one I was like, okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Definitely.
A lot of that new tech. They also had people that are putting in like a hydronic system where they're putting in heated floors or something like that. They had a unit that was basically freestanding. So you put the compressor in outside that looks like a large AC unit outside, and the two water lines came out in the power. So there was no line set that went into everything. It was all outside.
Oh, wow.
And so the water came into the system, and then they had a big, huge tank that looked like about 100-gallon tank. And it was your water for your heated floors or your heated driveway if you're in one of those climates. And then it had the hot water for the house as well. So it was doing that, and it was heating using heat pump technology.
So much more efficient.
So you could go hydronic with a heat pump.
Uh-huh.
And it was all self-contained. So there's no Freon sets or like you see with an air conditioner messing around. It was super clean. And there was just one little tiny control box that was, not that big, that went on the wall. And it was all all the valves were in that and everything. It was like, okay, that's a super clean deal. So that was another one of those things. I'm like, all right, that's pretty slick.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty slick. Fun technology.
Uh-huh.
So.
Well, way on the other side of technology when you're talking about, I think it's really fun to tell stories in the design that I try to put together and have something interesting to say about what I selected and why. And so one of my favorite places for the stops this year was Native Trails. Have you been there?
Oh, yes.
Okay, yeah. So woman owned.
Those guys are mind blowing every time I walk there. I'm like, you did what?
Yes. So woman owned. She started when she was in college because she'd go on a family vacation to Mexico with her family every year. And she figured out how to do all this incredible manufacturing production. It's earth friendly. It's incredible stuff. It's super durable. And the thing that I love, maybe because California and the romance of wine, even though apparently that's not great for you anymore either. But
wine's my spirit animal with whiskey, so we're good.
Around the House will be right back after these important messages. To find out more about us, head to aroundthehouseonline.com. We'll be right back with more from Wendy Glaister and Wendy Glaister Interiors.
If I could dream.
Is your website losing you money instead of making it? Slow load times, outdated design, or a clunky mobile experience could be driving those customers away. At SiteHypeDesigns.com, we turn bad websites into high-performing, customer-winning machines. Our expert designers create sleek, fast, and SEO-optimized sites that don't just look good, they convert visitors into paying customers. Don't let a weak website hold you back. Visit SiteHypeDesigns.com today for a free website audit and discover how we can take your business to the next level. SiteHypeDesigns.com, websites that work as hard as you do.
For our Around the House listeners, use promo code ERICG for a free website audit and a free half-hour consultation call. Attention, Around the House fans. We've got some exciting news. Our website just got a major upgrade thanks to the pros at SiteHypeDesigns.com. Now, it's easier than ever to catch up on episodes, find expert home improvement tips, and connect with us. Head over to AroundTheHouseOnline.com and check out the fresh new look. It's your ultimate home for everything around the house. AroundTheHouseOnline.com, built for homeowners, designed for you.
Welcome back to the Around the House Show, the next generation of home improvement. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Eric G. We've been talking about the latest trends with Wendy Glaister, Wendy Glaister Interiors. And don't forget, this hour is brought to you by our friends at Monty McGrills. Check them out at montymcgrills.com. Now, let's get back to the program. Wine's my spirit animal with whiskey, so we're good.
It was Christ's first miracle. There's got to be something to that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But she had the coolest idea to take the wood from the oak wine casks when they're used up and treat them and then use them as this beautiful woven front for the new vanities that they're doing. And it's gorgeous, so beautiful. So between her story and the story of these oak wine casks, these incredible barrels, and it's so much fun. And so I came back and I was telling a client about it and she's all excited and we're going to use it in her powder room already. But it's really cool. And I love also that freestanding concrete tub.
Oh, yeah.
So pretty.
I just don't want to move it, but it's gorgeous.
No, you definitely have to plan. You have to work on reinforcing your foundation if you're not on a slab. If you're on a second story, you need engineering, but it really makes.
And I'll be on vacation on install day, so don't call me.
Just get a cool forklift with the pallet and let the guys go at it. But
let them go at it. Absolutely, absolutely. And then this year, I finally got to meet you face to face, which was awesome.
At our favorite place, Toto. That was awesome.
Of course.
And Stephanie just loved you too. And it was just really fun to finally meet you guys in person. And
yeah, I wish I could have more time. I was juggling a live shot that I was doing with Roger Wakefield over there. I was doing for the TV show. So I was like, hey, okay, I got 2 minutes.
You're very
it was one
famous,
of those,
Eric.
but
you're a man in demand. And you have a very
it's just doing my thing. But thank you. But yeah, no, it was fun. And Roger's a great guy. He's I would say, as far as the social media influencers, and I want to call him an influencer because he is a licensed plumber as well, but he's just that guy out there. He's not I do plumbing and I'm an influencer. He's the kind of god of plumbing out there and really promotes the trades and stuff. And I knew him. I actually met Roger. He showed up at one of my seminars before he was uber famous with millions of followers. He showed up at KBES when I was over on the builder side giving home tech seminars. He sat through a couple of my things and I'm like, this character I need to meet, and went over and talked to him. I think it was in Florida. Last time we were in Florida. So it was a while ago, and hit it off since then. And during COVID, when we could barely travel, I had to go down and pick up a puppy, and because my old neighbors lived down there in the same town in Texas, and I flew down, and then I went over to his studio and did a bunch of video stuff way back then. Neat. And it was just fun. But I love being over in Toto, seeing all my friends over there, meeting you. And it is always fun to go through there. And I go through and do something with Bill every year. We go around and talk about the new products, give our mutual friend Charlie a big hug.
Yes. Yeah,
and so she is the conductor to that orchestra.
I got to see her 2 days in a row, and it was like, oh, a friend. I'm so grateful.
A friend.
I just got a sense of relief. But their booth, the thing I really, really love, there's 2 things there. They had 3 things that really stood out to me. One was all the colored sinks. That was really cute.
Those were gorgeous.
Have you seen that quartzite? It has mauve and lavender and moss green and gray and white. It's just so beautiful. And I thought, oh my gosh, that would be the countertop to use for any of those sinks. It would look so beautiful.
Right? Oh.
If you're brave enough to use color. And if you're not really a color person, I've never liked those shiny black toilets. Like,
I didn't like the shiny black toilets when they came out, when Kohler came out with them. And I was never a fan of those because they just looked too like weird Las Vegas, or if I was in the Oakland Raiders locker room or something. It just wasn't my bag back then.
But the matte black in the Neo-Rest.
I wanted to steal that and try to get that on the plane. If people would have left long enough, I'd have tried to put that in my luggage.
Yeah, because
I'm like, I want that now.
Super moody, cool powder rooms, the little jewel box type things that are so fun. That's perfect for that. And I'd have that in every bathroom in my house with that. It was that just perfect texture. It was soft. It was black. It was just. But not creepy. Oh, yeah. Cool.
No.
Cool, not creepy. That could be their new tagline.
There we go. This is not creepy like the media room at the Greystone Mansion.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that. The other thing I love is the tub, the zero gravity.
Oh, I should have brought a swimsuit. I'd have jumped in that thing. It looks so comfortable. Yeah, because it fills
from the back and it goes right over your shoulders and your neck.
Shoulders?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's amazing.
Again, it looks like the right size, the right shape. There is not a more comfortable looking tub when you look at it.
Well, I did a lot of work, like research and studying and all of it was.
Toto, they research everything 100 times before it comes out. And that's why they've been the leader of toilets since the beginning of time. You know, and so many people out there still to this day, because they don't see it in the home centers, go, who? It's like, they're the number 1 in the world. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Why don't you know that? You know, but, and I the other thing I like too is how they kind of reimagined the washlets too. They really elevated some of those more entry and mid-level line ones too. So it's not just the over the top, awesome.
No.
Wow, I don't know if I want to spend that much money on a super high-end toilet. It's the, wow, okay, we're re-envisioning stuff that's in that under $700 range stuff.
Yeah, and they always have that contest to see who wins and can install it the fastest, because it's supposed to take like under 5 minutes if you don't even know what you're doing. And I have to tell you that I'm not brave enough to to participate in that because I am solidly in the designer space and have a lot of respect for all the trades. All I do is just think up cute stuff. I need friends to help me execute, but under 5 minutes, if you don't even have any experience and the ways that it changes your life, I do ask all my clients now to include that if they're not doing the NeoRest because of the long-term benefits. And I just feel
absolutely.
I'm not a good helper or designer if I'm not educating people about the just simple things that we can do that change their health and their wellness in their own home. So anyway.
Yeah, every project I did, whether they wanted it or not, I snuck in the outlet behind the toilet.
Just in case.
And then they go, well, what's that outlet for down there? Oh, it's just in case you want to come in with, there's so much new smart stuff coming out these days. I gave you the option so you could plug it in down the road. And they go, oh, thank you.
It's my service.
I did the same thing with kitchens, though, with people go, I am not putting in a dishwasher.
Oh, I've heard that.
On the other side of the sink, I always put and I'd get 2 a year. I'm not putting one of those things in. I like to do my dishes by hand, blah, 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 blah. They never work. I've heard them all. And I would always sneak in a 24-inch cabinet on the other side, and I'd do finished ends on the other cabinets, and I would never tell them I did it. It was my gift to the next homeowner.
It's
their house. Awesome. If you don't want to do it, cool. I'm just going to make it so it's easy for the next people to fix it.
Honestly, and somebody usually along the line says something like resale, and you have to just people don't want to have to redo their whole kitchen so they can have a dishwasher, which is to most people normal. Oh, the zip water helped me so much this summer, right before, because my dishwasher died, and it's a Bosch, and I love it, but I don't know. It took some time for the parts to come, and so here I was with my son and my husband and everyday life, and I kept sterilizing everything under that beautiful little zip water thing. Thank God.
Yeah, I'm a dishwasher person too. I gotta have it. I'm attached. It's just,
I don't like stuff in my sink.
And it's not working, it's down. If I can't get parts for 2 weeks, guess what? I'm getting another one. Unless it's brand new and it's under warranty, guess what? It's coming out. I'm gonna go down and get something. I'll go get my Bosch or Miele or whatever from someplace. No. And yes, you get what you pay for with dishwashers. That's one of the true things with it.
Yes.
You are not going to go out and get an amazing dishwasher for a low price out there. It's that fact.
I just saw in the New York Times Wirecutter that Cove, which is like Sub-Zero Wolf Cove, rates like the top of the top, and then Bosch. So yeah. And
that's awesome.
Those Cove ones, my clients, I think 4 different families have installed them in their kitchens, and they love them.
Nice. So it took them forever to get into that with that. Sub-Zero Wolf did. And finally, when they jumped in, it was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, at least they did it well. They're the top of the top for the New York Times Wirecutter, so they can't be doing too bad.
Around the House, we'll be right back after these important messages. To find out more about us, head to aroundthehouseonline.com. We'll be right back with more from Wendy Glaister and Wendy Glaister Interiors. Hey guys, it's Eric G, and I have a special offer for you. Do you want to get the podcast a couple days early? How about extended content that isn't in the typical podcast? Maybe you want to check out all the back episodes of the show. And I got a special deal for the first 10 days are free. I want to personally invite you to be an Around the House insider. For about $4 a month, you can get exclusive extended episodes, early access to the weekend show, and exclusive access to me, Eric G, for project questions or comments. Check on the link on your podcast player in the show notes, or head to aroundthehouseonline.com and look for the join here button. Make sure and sign up today. As always, thanks for tuning in to Around the House. Are you a contractor, landscaper, or small business owner? Are you tired of renting or pulling that worn-out trailer to the job site? Is that really the best look for your company? It's time to up your game and check out the trailers from Summit Trailer. If you want the highest quality trailer you can own, they are proudly made right here in Oregon with a dealer network all along the West Coast. What I love about my Summit trailer is that it's a dump trailer that was designed to work.
I can load it up without having to worry about if it's going to be able to lift the load, and it pulls like a dream. This was built to work. So it doesn't matter if you want a dump trailer like mine or a deck over flatbed, tilt bed, or utility trailer. They got a trailer that'll fit your needs. Invest in your business with something you'll feel proud of, pulling up to any job site or your next project. Check out the best trailer in the West at summittrailermfg.com. Check out the dealer locator and find your nearest dealer at summittrailermfg.com. Welcome back to the Around the House Show, the next generation of home improvement. I'm Eric G. This hour is brought to you by our friends at Monument Grills. To check out the latest in outdoor grilling technology, check them out at monumentgrills.com. Now let's get back to my friend Wendy Glaister from Wendy Glaister Interiors. And we talk design trends that we saw at the Kitchen and Bath Show for 2025.
I don't know how.
Here's my explanation to him. I go, do you love good sausage? Yeah. All right. You're going to watch from start to finish, from the animal to here, to sitting on your breakfast brunch plate.
It's pretty.
You're going to see the process. It's going to be painful at times. You're going to want to look away, but we got sausage.
I am going to use that if it's okay. I think me, especially saying that, people are going to be like, holy cow, she must really be.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to start from the animal to your brunch platter. And there's going to be times you're going to look away because it's going to be hard to watch. But we're in this together, and we're going to have a great brunch in the end.
That's so good. Yes. I need them to hear me. Like in what?
And then you can text them when they text you, go, this is that time you're supposed to be looking away. It's going to be fine. And they'll go, oh, yeah, I was warned for that.
Do you find that happens a lot when the tile goes in, but it hasn't been grouted yet?
Oh, tile.
That's hard.
Cabinetry goes in, but the trim's not on yet. There's a door missing.
Yep.
I trained my installers when the cabinetry went in that if there was something that was damaged, you take it off the cabinet and put it in the back of your truck as quickly as you can and wrap it up on the job site and get it out there. And I'll drive to wherever your truck is, but I don't want the homeowner staring at it because they're going to look at it like it's a dent in their brand new Mercedes.
And they'll doubt every other thing.
They're gonna freak out, and I'm gonna handle it. You're gonna have something you'll never see it, and I'm not trying to hide something from them. I'm just trying to make them not feel the pain of that when we're resolving it anyway.
We would never leave it imperfect.
No, I'm like, get it out of here. But they go, hey, this showed up wrong. Get it out of here.
Yeah,
get it out of the building.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, so it was just trying to emotion control the job site. Yeah. That's how I did it.
Sausage, man. I'm using that if that's okay.
Yeah, please. It was a valuable tool that I used a lot. Going, hey, this is not going to be pretty, but you just gotta make it through this.
Especially this little family that I know I'm going to go back to in April.
Yep.
Thank you, Eric.
Yep. We all have those. See?
I'm so grateful.
Yeah, I don't know. You know how it is. You've been in the trenches so long, you just figure it out.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the visual picture is very important. And that's something I haven't been able, like just saying to somebody, don't worry, I've got you. Okay. But saying we're going to make sausage together and there are parts of this you're not going to want to see, that really makes it.
It's a powerful visual. Back to K-Biz, though, there was one thing I noticed, and I don't know if you noticed this, but I noticed it a lot. I think because of silica, I saw some companies bailing out of quartz.
Yes.
It was 2 years ago. It was quartz everywhere with porcelain coming on strong. And I walked past the DuPont booth and I was their launch customer for their porcelain product. Mm-hmm. We were the first ones. We put it in. It was great. That's the DuPont Endura. Mm-hmm. And it's not even on their website today. Mm-hmm. They usually showed at that show, they would show half building science, which was the Tyvek and flashing, and they would show half Corian, quartz, and slab porcelain. This year, it was 90% building science. In kind of the back corner of the booth, they had a little bit of
interesting
quartz and a little bit of Corian. And I was like, and again, I'm not speaking for DuPont here, so I want to be really clear, but I was like, are you even in that game? Is that something that you're even, it was an afterthought for that side. And I thought that was an interesting shift, especially when they spent so much money to roll that out. And it went for 3 years and I can't even find it on their website anymore.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
On that tour, we went to Neolith, and that's the ultra compact surface. And that is beautiful. Yeah. And that has no silica.
Exactly.
And it's super durable, more durable than quartz. Everybody used to say quartz is the magic wand for a kitchen, but it's really not.
It's not really.
And it still absorbs oils. It can still stain, and people just didn't talk about it. Yeah. And it's going to kill your favorite installer with all the silica. And so the things that we saw at Neolith were just beautiful, and nothing like you're not losing out on anything. You're not getting less, or you're getting more. And it's safer for the environment, and it's safer for the people that we love and work with all the time. I was so happy to be there. And they did this incredible wall, with
it was gorgeous.
CNC machine that did all gorgeous dimensional with the flowers. Oh,
gorgeous.
It was so pretty. So
I think the next industry that is going to get nailed on the silica is the stone core flooring guys.
Oh.
Because I went around and started calling about a year ago. All the major flooring companies got into their technical department and asked for the silica content in their stone core. I did not get one that could say there was none. And I did not get one that could get me the information, because none of them knew what it was. And that's from the technical department. And they said it was post-recycled stone. Okay. That tells me silica, unless you could prove it otherwise.
That's interesting.
So the contractors out there that are cutting it with a saw, maybe not as much snapping it, but the ones that are cutting that with a saw, that might be silica dust going throughout your entire house on the job site. So.
I've heard there's a lot of warranty calls on that as well. I have a really sweet friend, Amelia Wallace, who's my flooring expert. She does everything we do. And there's a real movement away from that and just doing very well engineered, high quality hardwood floor, and not doing.
I agree.
Because it's just
I put safer. In here quickly because I had a floor that I loved that matched my hardwoods downstairs. On my upper floor, I had some remodeling to do, and I'm like, I'm not at the point where I knew I was moving some walls. I'm not going to do this. I just put down, click together, nice, high quality, click together, commercially rated, and it still likes to come apart. And I put it in myself. It was right, and it still in traffic areas likes to move a little bit, and it's like. And stair treads, those lasted only a couple years because the dogs would scratch through it on the edges. And it was just like, okay, this is not kind of like quartz. It's not as durable as what they say it is on those situations.
No, that's tricky. So, all those things where people just think it's like the end all be all, but really it's very hard to beat natural material. Really beautiful quartzite and natural stone with all the movement and the color and the depth. And it's just so fantastic. And it's hard for people to understand because I think everyone heard quartz for so long. Now they hear natural stone and they think, oh, is that like marble? It's going to fall apart. No, this is heavy duty.
Yeah.
And spectacular and unique to you. Yes. No one else is going to have this. So
100%.
That's fun.
100%. All right, Wendy, we're starting to run out of time. Any more things that we got in this episode? Because I don't want to turn this into the next Joe Rogan experiment here.
No, just gratitude for KBiz and all the wonderful people and to be back here with you again. And it's just fun. You see all these new, beautiful things. You can't wait to bring them home to your clients and the stories. And it just makes design more fun, more interesting. It has greater depth and meaning, and I always appreciate that. So,
yeah, the design shows up everywhere. Like I was over to Infinity Drains looking at their stuff, and it's like gorgeous drain stuff, all those new textures and the drain stuff and all this weird stuff. You're like, wow, you made drains sexy. And you don't see that out there. And it's,
and they cut it to fit and they'll ship it in 2 weeks. Oh, your drain goes wall to wall. It's not, oh, sorry, we ran out of room. It's good looking.
How many times, my house, I was getting ready to do one of those with them. And I was going to do the drain that way. And I got the floor opened and I went, ain't going to happen the way I was going to do it. Because I thought about it when I was opening up. I'm like, oh, I think this is in a bad spot. I get down there. It's, oh, there's my duct for my 1200 CFM hood. There's in the floor cavity. I got 2 can lights. I got all this plumbing going through there. And it was like, ain't happening. Ain't happening. So it's good to be able to do that where you can dive into the project, get it ordered, get it in there, and they're good at that.
Yeah, really good. So, thanks so much, Eric. Right. It's great to see you again.
Great to see you. And how do people, like in California, that want to have you on their next project, how do they find you?
Very easy. Last name is a little harder, but it's Wendy Glaister Interiors, Glaister. I'm on the web, and the same on Instagram. And we actually do work all over the country now, and that's been a lot of fun.
See?
So we're ready. We're ready to help.
All right, there we go. Thanks, Wendy. It's always fun on here, and it was finally great to see you.
Nice to see you, too. Well. Thanks so much.
All right, everybody. I'm Eric G, and you've been listening to Around the House.
Are you ready for a deep dive into the future of home building? Hey, it's Eric G from Around the House. This week, March 15th, on the Around the House show, we sit down with Champion Homes to tackle some of the biggest challenges in housing today. From affordability to healthier living spaces, they reveal how factory-built homes are revolutionizing the way we live. Find out how Champion Homes is making homeownership more accessible and solving housing problems one home at a time. Don't miss this must-listen episode. Tune into your favorite podcast app or visit aroundthehouseonline.com. To find out more about how Champion Homes is changing housing, visit them at championhomes.com.